If you want to gain loads of Abyss artifacts in the fastest way possible, you are in the right place. You will be learning 3 of the best endgame spots and farming methods that can give you a whopping 33 Abyss artifacts per hourly run, so you can max out your characters in the fastest way possible. Like for example, the Marni's Outpost spot is hands down the best XP farming spot in the entire game. It gives you the chance to get 30 to 33 Abyss artifacts per hourly run, which is a lot. This spot will allow the user to wipe out mech soldiers in the area, and these humanoid mech soldiers are weaker compared to your usual mechs around Delicia, giving the player the chance to wipe these soldiers in 2 to 3 EMP strikes. You can access Marni's Outpost in the northeastern section of Delicia, in the region of Gorthak. Make sure to activate the key Abyss Nexus for this spot for resetting purposes later on. And the region of Delicia will be the center of the main story in Chapter 10, and this is the time that Marni's Outpost will be infested with mech soldiers. And the general farming build is pretty straightforward. You only need 100% skill XP bonus to gain the highest XP per kill, which is easy to achieve by slotting your build with multiple Third 3 aptitude Abyss gears. Make sure you have the wind element as well for resetting purposes later on. And the main key factors of making all of the upcoming methods work are the regular Disruptors or the enhanced Kuku Disruptors. 4 Disruptors or 4 enhanced Kuku Disruptors are needed to optimize the methods, and the required Disruptors will make sense later on. And of course, I will be guiding you on how to farm each of the Disruptors later on in this video. And either which type you are going to use, make sure that the chosen Disruptor type is the only pack equipment in your inventory, so you can easily switch to it later on. And the last thing that you need to do here is set your difficulty to easy when farming, so enemies will be dying quickly, giving you more gains per hour. And when it comes to the key characters, the best thing about this spot is you can use any of your characters compared to the other spots on this list. And in this case, I'm using my Damien, since my Cliff is already maxed out in this save file. This spot has 2 methods, and the first one will start from the Abyss Nexus, and Damien will propel herself to reach the key area. Then I will try my best to land on the old generator-like mechanism in the center of the outpost. Once landed, immediately cast 1 Disruptor EMP by selecting it in your weapon wheel. Then do the same step again by switching to another Disruptor to cast another EMP. Then cast the 3rd EMP, then follow up with the 4th. The 4th EMP blast is usually enough to take down all of the surrounding mech soldiers in the area, so your character can lose enemy aggro. Once you lose the enemy aggro, access your menu, head to your map, and open the details of the Delicia West Gate. Once the game shows the Delicia West Gate menu, close it out and return to your character. And yes indeed, this will reset all of the mobs in the area, so you can cast 3 to 4 blasts of EMP strikes and clear the area once again. Access the Delician West Gate menu in your map to respawn the targets, rinse and repeat. This reset method was discovered by me when 1.8.0 hit, so always remember that you see this trick on this channel first. Method 1, or the best method, usually takes around a lightning fast 25 to 27 seconds, and it takes around 2 to 3 attempts to get an Abyss artifact. So if you do this consistently for an hour, we are looking at a mind-blowing 30 to 33 Abyss artifacts per hourly run. But let's say my newly found reset method has been patched. The next strategy will require us to reset the whole method with our old-fashioned Abyss Nexus teleportation. From the Abyss Nexus, prepare yourself and make sure to land on the same spot, which is the rusted mechanism, but here, I landed on the platform itself. Immediately cast 2 EMP strike to clear the initial targets around the outpost. Jump in gain height and propel yourself once again and drop near the entrance of the outpost on your left hand side. Once you land, cast an EMP strike, then the second and the third one usually takes every target in the area. Once you can teleport or you lost the enemy aggro, fast travel back to our key Abyss Nexus to reset the run, rinse and repeat. Method 2 requires 50 to 52 seconds to clear each cycle, but you are still expecting 30 to 33 Abyss artifacts per hour since this method can clear more mech soldiers located inside the outpost. So the number of targets outweighs the longer running times. Keep in mind as well that never enter the main outpost when farming in the location, as you will be activating the boss fight in the area. If you defeat the boss fight in the area, then the spot will be cleared. Truly the best spot in the entire game when it comes to manual XP farming. But the next question is, what if you clear this spot? I have prepared alternative spots later on, but let me first teach you how to get your Disruptors. And if you are getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me more than you can imagine. Or consider supporting us on Patreon or by becoming a channel member today. And I appreciate your support. It is pretty clear that enhanced Kuku Disruptors or the regular Disruptors are your deadliest weapons to wipe out the machine enemies in seconds. So creating the enhanced Kuku Disruptor is non-negotiable, and this endgame pack requires its own blueprint, a Kuku pack, a Disruptor, an electrical component, and small batteries. Get the Kuku pack blueprint from the Sanctum of Penitence located southeast of Hernan, near the Unicorn Cliffs. Liberate the area from the cult followers and start solving the area's puzzle. From the entrance of the Sanctum, access the ruined upper section of the Sanctum and head to the innermost section of the area, near a series of stone staircases and a huge broken pillar. Get the Penitence Fusion Reactor core by sealing it into your Kuku pot. Then retrace your step and access the main entrance of the Sanctum to access the area where the main puzzle is located. And you can see the inactive Abyss machinery from here, and that is where you need to be. Access the backside of the machine and take out the Penitence Fusion Reactor and place it on top of the broken pillar in front of us. Use the Axiom Force Current to make the reactor in place and activate the machine. This will complete the side quest, and the Wish Elowen will confirm this for you. You will also be getting the Kuku Pack blueprint after the interaction. To craft a Kuku Pack, a generic backpack is required, and we can easily do so by heading to the location on the screen right now, which is the Toadsmith's Tannery. You can find almost every kind of generic pack in here, and I suggest stealing at least 5 of these packs since we will be creating 5 enhanced Disruptors later down the line, and this will make sense later on. The next step is farming 4 electrical components and 400 small batteries. This may sound daunting at first, but trust me, these materials are easy to come by. The Abyss Nexus, located in the letter I landmark of Delicia, is a good starting point. The area surrounding Marni's mechworks is swarming with small to large mechs, so getting materials will be a breeze. The countless large mechs in this area 100% drop electrical components, which you can store in your Kuku pot. And the small mechs drops batteries like candy, so you will be piling tons of batteries in no time. And of course, you will need the blueprint for the enhanced Kuku Disruptor, and you can unlock the said recipe by completing chapter 10. But if you don't want to craft the enhanced Kuku Disruptor, I do have an alternative solution for you later on. Once you have complete chapter 10, the key side quest is the new design side quest. Head to Sargon Tank Works and find Marek in this area, and he will give you the blueprint to craft the small Kuku A-tag and will request you to make one. Crafting the small Kuku A-tag will require you to have basic materials such as Kuku pot, an Abyss cells, 5 cogwheels, and small batteries. The cogwheels and batteries can be obtained from the same machines that I asked you to farm just seconds ago, so there is a high chance that you already have these materials ready. Once you have all of the materials, craft the small Kuku A-tag and head to the Grand Lore Outpost, located near the Sargon Tank Works. Marek will be waiting for you in this location, so hand the small Kuku A-tag to him to complete the quest and get the blueprints of the high mobility A-tag, Kuku Disruptor Spear, and of course the advanced Kuku Disruptor. Regular Disruptors, on the other hand, are another required material to craft the enhanced Kuku Disruptors, and another easy material to come by. The easiest source of Disruptors early on is located in the region of Gorthak. At the beginning of chapter 10, you will be tasked to repel the mechs invading Gorthak while joining forces with the Iron Flame Orcs. The highlighted location on the screen right now will be filled with enemy mechs and orcs combined. In this long pass, there are a lot of orcs equipped with a Disruptor on their backs to counter the invading mechs. So what you need to do here is use an explosive arrow and aim it at the soldier's feet, so he will die with fire AoE instead of the arrow. When the orcs die, they will drop the Disruptors. So get at least 4 to 5 Disruptors or even more, since this is the fastest way to get Disruptors before chapter 11. Another good source of Disruptors is the Gate of Peace, located in the border between Demenis and Delicia. Activate the main Abyss Nexus near the location so you can easily reset the farming method later on. Head to the Gate of Peace's main bridge, and there is an Iron Flame Orc with a Disruptor that will spawn in here. To get the Disruptor, make sure to equip your Bandit Mask and kill the soldier so he can drop the Disruptor. Cast your Storm Veil wind skill to release a smoke screen and sheath your weapon and steal the Disruptor on sight. Then disengage from the area and let your crime expire. And repeat by fast traveling to the nearby Abyss Nexus that I just showed you a while ago. Get 4 Disruptors or ideally more, just in case you don't want to craft the enhanced version later on and dive straight into farming. There are certain cases where the key enemies doesn't spawn here, but most of the time he does. So if the NPC is not here, just reset the area by fast traveling to the nearest Abyss Nexus. And finally, the last source of Disruptors is the Rustfield Scrapyard Dispatch Mission. Late game players can just send their dispatch to this location to produce Disruptors every 4 hours, especially if you know how the time skip method works. But to unlock this dispatch, you need to be at Chapter 12. The Delician Institute in the main town will only be unlocked at this point. Unlock the key research and then unlock the mechanical anatomy research. This will allow you to send dispatch to Rustfield Scrapyard and get Disruptors. Now that you have all of the key materials to craft the enhanced Kuku Disruptors, it's time to produce 4 to 5 pieces of this equipment so you can start farming and earn Abyss Artifacts in Marni's Outpost. But hey Samurai, I don't really want to craft the enhanced Kuku Disruptors and I want to start farming right away. No worries about this, my dear viewer, since you can use your regular Disruptors to farm in Marni's Outpost. Here's an actual method in Marni's Outpost using only the regular Disruptors. The method is very similar but it is slower in a sense. Just like the method I just showed you, prepare yourself and try your best to land on the rusty mechanism in the center of the outpost. Then cast EMP strikes by selecting the regular Disruptors in your weapon wheel. Just like in the previous method, it only takes 3 to 5 EMP strikes to clear the first batch of the mech soldiers. So you can access your menu, check the details of the Delicia West Gate, and exit your menu to respawn all of the targets. And this is where the unlimited loop of farming comes in. Whoa, Samurai, that is so cool. But why the hell did you ask me to create enhanced Kuku Disruptors if the regular ones can do the job? First things first, calm your horses. And the simple answer to this is regular Disruptors have 30 seconds cooldown when it comes to EMP strikes, compared to the 15-second cooldown of the enhanced version. So if you are only using the regular Disruptors when farming, like in Marni's Outpost for example, you will find yourself waiting for cooldowns when spamming the fast reset method technique. Waiting for cooldowns will leave you open for attacks while standing in the middle of the outpost. An easy workaround to solve this issue is to add more regular Disruptors in your rotation so you will never have to wait for cooldowns. On top of that, regular Disruptors have 100 durability on them. So yes, dear viewer, they break after 100 casts of EMP strikes. So let's say you want to continue farming because you already have 3 characters to max later down the line. You will be forced to farm for more Disruptors and waste time rather than having 4 to 5 enhanced Kuku Disruptors that never breaks. And I believe that is worth the investment. So you already have loads of either regular Disruptors or the enhanced version, and you accidentally cleared Marni's Outpost. First of all, that is very sad news, but no worries about that. I have 2 alternative spots for you. The Marni's Laboratorium method will allow you to farm regular mech enemies infinitely in Chapter 11. My reset method works in here as well, giving you the chance to respawn the key targets in the fastest way possible. To unlock this spot, progress through Chapter 11 and you will be tasked with getting 3 keys from Marni's Laboratorium, Aeronautical Research Base, and Valve Guard Fortress. Find Marni's Laboratorium in the southeastern section of Delicia, in the Mount Venus region. The key Abyss Nexus is on the screen right now, so make sure to activate it for resetting purposes later on. From the Abyss Nexus, we'll be setting up the spot first, and you can do so by gliding and reaching the first high tower in the area. There are a lot of mechs around the area as you can see here, so pop 3 to 4 EMP strikes to clear the initial wave of the enemies. Just take your time here and wipe all of those mechs out. And to progress, leave the first tower and glide your way and reach the main gate of the laboratorium. Once you are standing on the gate, hold this position and cast 3 to 4 EMP strikes once again that will wipe the mechs around the area. Open your menu, check the details of the nearby experiment facility, then exit the character menu. This will respawn the mechs in the area, but notice that there are few counts this time. But here's where the infinite cycles goes on. With my signature reset method, each reset or cycle usually takes around 26 to 28 seconds with loading times included. And in every 3 minutes and 40 seconds, you will be getting one Abyss Artifact. So we are looking at 14 to 16 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run. But let's say my broken signature reset method has been patched. From the Abyss Nexus, just head straight to the main gate of the laboratorium and then cast our usual EMP strikes. When the enemy aggro fades, fast travel back to the Abyss Nexus to reset the run, rinse and repeat. Your runs in this spot will be slower as you can see, but it will give you a decent amount of Abyss Artifacts per hour. The Aeronautical Research Base is by far a better option compared to the previous one, a spot that will allow you to farm mech enemies while standing on a Abyss Nexus. To access this unlimited spot, just head to the Aeronautical Research Base and activate the Abyss Nexus on the screen right now. And this is still part of the Chapter 11 main story quest that I just showed you, so you are good to go. Time for the actual method, and I will show you the setup first. What I will do here is approach the entrance of the base and land on our key Abyss Nexus for this spot. Make sure you are standing on the Abyss Nexus and pop your first Disruptor, all the way to the second EMP strike and on to the third. 3 to 4 EMP strikes will do here, then cast your Stormveil smokescreen and fast travel on the same Abyss Nexus to reset the method, rinse and repeat without the long loading times. Each run takes a lightning fast 27 to 29 seconds once you set up the farm correctly, and you will be getting one Abyss Artifacts every 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So in an hour of consistent farming, you are expecting a whopping 24 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run. Indeed the best spot if you cleared Marni's Outpost. But just in case you haven't noticed, the biggest downside of the last two spots is that they are only exclusive to Cliff, and your other characters can access the spots. But still great alternatives if you haven't maxed out your Cliff. Here's an overview of all of the Disruptor spots in the game, and there is no question that Marni's Outpost is hands down the best Disruptor spot all around as you can see. The Aeronautical Research Base is indeed the second best choice in here, and the third place will go to the Laboratorium spot. Don't bother farming in Valgard Fortress since the hourly rates are abysmal as you can see. But what if you want to know the best mid-game upgrades? This video will guide you on everything you need to know, so click on it and I will catch you on the next one.